What'd you do, Grease?
I went to the store.
What'd you get?
Nah, I can't tell you yet.
All right, this is Grease Goes to the Store.
Yeah.
He goes to the store and he buys something, and it's typically not very good.
Right. Well, it's not that it's not good. It's typically not good. It's gimmicky or it's bottom shelf. It's like
whiskey.
well, yeah, it's like I've never really bought Tin High before. Might as well get it for this.
You did.
Well, it originally started because I didn't want to spend a lot of money.
Oh, that's
this.
typical.
Well, I was just like, I don't want to spend $100 a month on this. So it's like I could spend $45.
We never did it 4 times a month. So well, you and I are a 1 time a month kind of couple.
We are.
Yeah.
Like it's a big build up and then just a really quick finish.
It's disappointing because it's cheap and nasty. All right.
Is it?
All right. So this is you blind me, so I'm not going to look.
Right.
Turn this way.
Yeah, you gotta do what I do what I did last time.
That's right. When I do, I can't believe I've never bought that. It's typically something that looks pretty good.
What do you mean? Oh,
yeah, that's like my version of this.
Okay. Don't listen because there's context clues.
Plastic. It sounds like a screw cap. Oh no, it's a cork pop.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounded like
once you pop, you can't stop.
That sounded almost like a bullet pop.
Dude, I've got this glass that says "Who's to say?" and it makes me happy.
That's my glass.
I understand. You brought it over here.
You said I'm going to wash it for you and bring it back, and you never did.
All right, Will, turn back around, baby. What do we have for him, Johnny? For a limited time, you get to smell and taste that whiskey.
All around me are familiar faces.
It was almost a
Context clues.
Yeah, there was
sounded heavy.
Oh, that was a big. I don't know how heavy it is. It didn't feel heavy.
You know, the viscosity looks pretty good on the glass. It's got some legs to it. Looks like it's a thick one.
Dude, there is a great podcast connection to this whiskey that we've never had.
I'm going to take a nose.
Are you going to take a Scotia nose?
A nose gander.
No.
Taking a nose gander.
I'm going to take a tongue saunter.
That's your acid reflux. The nose is not bad, but it's unremarkable, like I said.
Unremarkable. Okay, so
yeah, it doesn't smell rough. It doesn't smell bad.
I'm getting some good. I'm getting some. It's
a faint nose.
Some substance to that nose, though.
Some heft.
This is not grain forward. You can tell the maturity on this nose.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I said, it's unremarkable.
How old do you think it is?
Fantastic.
Feels 8.
6 to 8. Yeah. It's got a little, I don't know if I'd go 8, but it's 6 to 8 probably in that range.
Okay. What do you think proof is?
Well, it's got decent color.
You haven't
but
even smelled it.
Yes, I have.
I mean, tasted it. You don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not.
It's 100%.
It's a fresh crack, and it's not a lot of ethanol vapors. So either that's been mellowed with maturity in time in the barrel, or it's low proof. So
this is interesting.
I'm going to taste it now.
Taste it. I feel like the word interesting is overused.
Typically, interesting is a bad thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, it's interesting. It's like, it's not good. Oh, it's interesting.
Dang it. I was this years old when I learned that a lot of people's adjectives about me are negative.
You're an interesting fella.
They think I'm interesting, Will.
Not at parties.
They think I'm interesting, but like, dude, if they knew my like scratch off lottery game, it would be a positive interesting.
It tastes like just a standard bourbon.
Standard bourbon.
Yeah. You know, I could say it's 100 proof. There's a little bit of burn to it.
It feels 90.
But it's probably under that. But there's a little bit.
Do you get the pine? You get the bitterness and pine in the back?
I don't get pine. I just get some charred oak and a little bit of vanilla.
It has this bite to the oak, which makes me lean pine.
No, the
like
bite.
Pine
I
needle.
get some of the like you're getting stabbed in your tongue by the pine needles.
That's interesting, Will.
You ever snake spit whiskey?
Oh, 100%. I did it earlier.
Gleeking. I was just trying to. I knew it. It's called gleek. When you I can't do it.
I
But
don't
I knew someone in high school
when
that-
I snake spit. I'm just talking regularly, and it just goes.
No, I knew someone in high school that could snake spit like that. They tried to teach me one time. I could never do it, but I always try it. Still to this day, I still try to snake spit. But it's called gleek.
That's interesting, Will.
This is not bad. This is
No, it's not bad.
This is more in line of cocktail mixer. Throw it in some like an old fashioned. If it's a $20 bottle.
Okay.
Can I look?
I paid $35 for it.
Okay, I would say that's in this market probably not absurd, but I would say maybe a little. I'd probably pay $35 for it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I believe it was on sale slightly. Or no, maybe that was another bottle. I can't remember, but it was $35.
It's not a bad whiskey. There's just nothing remarkable, like I said about the nose. It's just kind of there. It's
standard. I did think that the palate the finish was interesting.
not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, it was something
No, it was
different.
There was a complexity turn at the end.
Okay.
It did feel very standard. I did get a little bit more age on the nose.
Yeah, and the fact that there wasn't a ton of vapor from a fresh crack, I feel like it's mellowed for a little while in that barrel. I'm going to stick to the close to 6
All right,
years.
so I'm going to give 84 proof.
84 proof.
84 proof.
Okay.
42% alcohol in this bad boy.
That's why I think it's unremarkable, because it's 84 proof. I think I'm losing a lot of the nuances of the flavor from the water.
I don't disagree. Yeah. 10 years old.
$35, 10 years old.
10-year age stated. That's not Henry McKenna.
10 year. Is this a Basil Hayden 10 year? Is that a thing?
Okay, so if normal Basil Hayden's like $40 for an 80.
Oh, and you paid, well, you said it was on sale, so maybe
it was on sale. This whiskey
clearly not moving
has a
bottles.
very significant tie to literally, I think the second or third episode.
Okay.
Do you remember what we did on the second or third episode? That was, well, they weren't it wasn't technically episodes. It was technically a lost episode.
A lost episode.
Indeed.
Oh, is this Tin Cup?
10 Cup 10 year. Boom, baby. Right here.
Yeah. You know, this I had at Husk one time, right when it first came out.
Yeah.
He poured me a little sample. Mike Wolf over at Husk. He's not at Husk anymore. Now he's at Audrey in the bar program upstairs, which is, if you're in the Nashville area and you want to have one of the most unique bar experiences, go to the Audrey bar. Just walk up. It's fantastic. They had just gotten that in when they first released it, and he poured me a little sample of it and was like, 10-year age stated, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Economically priced, or at least
where
I bought it from. This is MGP. Do you remember
is it a bourbon, or is it? I think they technically are an American whiskey.
Straight bourbon whiskey.
Nope.
That's what it says on here.
Does it?
10 Cup 10 is straight bourbon whiskey, rested in white American oak barrels for a minimum of 10 years, a whiskey at its peak. 10 Cup 10 is mountain whiskey, cut with Rocky Mountain water and bottled at an elevation of 5,251.
So
that's mile high.
Here's what's interesting is here on the hang tag,
it just says American whiskey.
It says American whiskey. On the collar, it says bourbon whiskey. And I think the other 10 Cup, the non-age stated, is technically American. I don't know if they consider it a bourbon, but
that's interesting, Will. So they could have made a bunch of hand tags.
Hand tags.
Or whatever it is.
Tags.
Oh, hang tags?
Yeah, it hangs around the neck.
Okay.
That's literally why they call it that.
Sub the G for the D. MGP distillate.
Yep. Yeah, with some Rocky Mountain water. A lot of it, actually, because they prove it down to 84 proof.
84 proof. A lot. Now,
if that were 94 proof, that would be selling out. It'd be incredible. 94 proof, age stated 10 years.
It's already got a lot of flavor, and it's got a complexity. If you do add 5% less water in that, I do agree with you. I would love to see it at 100 proof. I think that's the benchmark of just wowing people.
Cup. This isn't benchmark.
No, so for those that haven't been with us for 6 years, 10 Cup, we had the original offering, which was, I think, 80 proof, something like that back in the day. It came with the metal topper that was like a little cup.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so
Right.
sweet. Our tolerance back in the day, literally, we were 2 episodes deep at this point. And
This was technically our 3rd episode.
it was our 3rd episode. We recorded episode 2, and then we immediately recorded episode 3.
They were only 30 minutes long at the time, too. And we're like, you know
Right.
what we should do?
We should try to get 2 in.
Try to get 2 in today.
We should try to get 2 today so we can get ahead. So we decided to do this episode.
So
Literally unlistenable. Like, we were hammered on 80 proof whiskey, probably.
yeah, I don't know if we were hammered as much as we were just like silly. And
We
were loopy and we didn't know what we were talking about already as
Yeah.
it was. And just we were green. We don't really know what we're doing
Right,
now.
right.
But at least
Somebody
we can hold
thought
together for a solid hour.
Right. Somebody thought Buffalo Trace was a weeder. Had to edit it out.
Someone else did a bunch of other stupid stuff that I've been editing out for 6 years.
For sure.
That's actually a really fun one. I like this. This
Yeah.
is 10 cup, 10.
Matt Porter put it on the map for a lot of people. I didn't even know this product existed.
You did, because I told you about it when I went to Husk and had that pour that Mike Wolf gave me that one time. So you did know it existed. I think it's a good pour. I think for $35,
The nose
I think
is
it's
fabulous.
fine.
I want you to shoot it. I want you to get enough of the flavor.
Video.
It has got a ton of flavor. I mean, I understand why Matt Porter loved it. Economical. It is low proof, but it's age stated 10 years.
It's an economical pour you can probably find, and I think it's.
I think
it's good.
There was 10 on the shelf where I found it.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's.
Well, it was on sale.
I wish it were $30. I understand it's not going to be.
Buy bar pass. Grease goes to the store. Grease is officially a buy on the 10 cup 10 year.
Yeah.
I think the price meets it exactly where it is. I would love to pay $50 for this to be 100 proof.
Oh yeah.
And they would actually make money. Less glass, the percentage increase on the ABV up to 100 is actually less than the dollar amount increase that I'm discussing.
Greaseonomics right here.
I mean, put that to rest, baby.
I think it's a.
Like a dog.
I will agree with you. I will agree with you that I would say buy for the purposes of if you're well into your bourbon career, $35 for a 10-year age statement is not going to seem like a lot of money to you. So it's worth trying. At the very least, you can make some old fashions or throw it in a Coke for game day or something, and you're not out a lot of money. And I think that flavor would actually do really good in a Coke because I love the MGP with Coke. This, I think, it's especially a buy if you're newer to bourbon because the proof makes it more approachable, but there's so much flavor. You can really start to understand it. If you pair this, like a 10-year age stated against something that's 80 or 85 proof from a different distillery, maybe less age on it, you can really start to see the nuances. You'll learn a lot by buying a bottle like this. And I think that that's a good way to step your game up, have something that's age dated 10 years and just start to pick up some of those age flavors that come out of the barrel. So
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty easy buy for those reasons. If you've had it, I don't know if it's buy another bottle. I don't think this is something that you're going to want to constantly have necessarily. But
I
think
actually
it's
want multiple bottles. I'll
I
explain why
think
in a
you
second.
can take a risk on it if you're a seasoned drinker because it's not that expensive. But if you're newer to whiskey, it's an educational tool as well.
I will double down on the educational tool. I think this is a great way to introduce oak at a low proof to people.
Yeah.
That is economical.
Right.
I don't think you can get a 10 like Henry McKenna, for instance. It's 100 proof. It's a little bit more. You're not going to find it. One. Number two, it's going to be more expensive than it's going to be twice or 3 times expensive as this bottle that I got for. You know what the interesting take on this that I have, Will, is that I could easily see this being like a really good, like dusty pour in 30 years. Like I could see this being like, you know, like this is tucked away in Greaze's baskets and he lived his life really, really hard and he had a blast.
Had a bunch of 10 cup.
Yeah. And yeah, I wouldn't mind buying a case of this for a couple $100. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think it would be good. I think it's an educational tool. I would probably run through a bottle of this, maybe in a year, but doing some, I would have to be intentional about it with tastings. I wouldn't necessarily be like, you know what? I take that back. I think an Eagle Rare and this right here would be a great introduction to people that are just getting into whiskey.
No, it'd be a super fun
Mellow corn
thing. No, here's a flight for you.
Oh.
To talk about age and proof.
Like a flight fight?
So you do this as your first whiskey. So
Yes.
84 proof
Okay.
with 10 year.
Yeah.
You do Eagle Rare as your middle pour.
And Henry McKenna.
Well, Henry McKenna is a little bit harder to find. So what I was going to say is
Eagle
do.
Rare's
I think Eagle Rare at this point I see a lot more often than I do
you're
Henry
right.
McKenna.
You're right.
So I would say this is your first Eagle Rare 10 year 90 proof as your second, and then either something like Henry McKenna or the Knob Creek 100 proof, which is 9 years
9
old.
years old.
So around that same age range, but you can step up from 84, 90 to 100. You can see what removing water from that age range kind of does to the whiskey. So that's a fun educational flight. I think you could try at home.
Now, very different profiles. However, I do think you could hone in on those specifics.
Which I think is fun, though. I think it's fun to try from
100%.
3 different distilleries and get that. So that's a super fun one, Grease. Thanks for going to the store and picking that up this day.
I went to the store and it's a buy.
Yeah, that's a first ever.
I went to the store and it's a buy. I didn't normally get buys. I normally get
You should
things.
stop right now.
What?
All right, folks. Hey, if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/thepodcast. If you want to join our barrel club, go to oakandthieves.com. What else can they do, Grease?
Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That's free for you to do. And if you don't do it, that hurts our hearts.
Yeah, real bad.
Real bad.
Thanks for going to the store, buddy.
Oh, you're welcome. I didn't use the card. Like I said, I used my personal card. You let me know if we want to expense this. I'm going to need a little kickback.
Talk to you next time.
Love y'all, man.